Hi, Heather here again. Somebody asked me about what happened to my neck, um, and I'm going to kind of go over it. I'm going to jump into another app that'll let me show you what happened to it. So see you in just a second. Okay, so that took a little longer than I expected it to, but I'm learning, so hopefully by now you'll be able to see a picture right here. This is my spinal cord. You can see that inside the square is where the spinal cord was pinched and it was almost cut in half. And above that, you'll see what it's supposed to look like, and same thing below. So, what happened? I had been having a lot of pain for a while, but the doctors are like, oh, you're fine, it's all in your head, and or they try to blame it on depression or something else. Basically, just I'm sure a lot of people have these stories where doctors just don't really take your concerns seriously. Um, and then so one day I was sitting there on the edge of my bed and I just wanted to put my hair up in a ponytail. It slipped. So I went to go put it up, and when I raised my arms, I got like this horrible pinch feeling. It was the worst thing I'd ever felt in my life. It shot pain through my entire body. My arm, I couldn't move it away from my chest after that. It was stuck here. If I tried to move it out, even the slightest, it was excruciating. And then, as well as that, all the way down the left side of my body, I couldn't move anything. My leg was useless. Literally would end up dragging it behind me when I was trying to get to the hospital. Um, so we hurried up and ran to the emergency room. I didn't really run. I kind of got half carried. um, and when we got there, the doctor who I got was the most ignorant man that I've ever met in my life. I don't know if he was having a bad day or what, but he should definitely not take it out on me, and he should probably be in a different profession. Um, he ended up, I told him that I could not sit up. The pain was too unbearable when I sit up. I have to stay laying back. He insisted. He said, I have to listen to your back. And, through the stethoscope. I have to do this. I'm like, I can't. And I just did it. And I was holding it in the pain until I just couldn't take anymore. And I started screaming because it was that bad. And he yelled at me. He told me that I was completely unnecessary. And even the guy I was with at the time, he had this look on his face like, I can't believe that just happened. And they ended up giving me like 5 different shots to try to help the pain. And then they said, okay, well, you can go home. I'm like, what do you mean? I haven't even got any images or anything. I don't know what's going on. I'm still in pain. I can't move my leg. And he said, we don't do images on Sundays. This is the ER. They don't do images on Sundays. And so I felt completely defeated. It was one of the worst experiences of my life. Well, ended up, I still had an old MRI in the system that another doctor had put in there for me for when I was having some carpal tunnel injury problems. And then so I just went ahead and scheduled that. 5 days later, okay, I'm living through this. This is my life now, basically, not being able to use the whole side of my body. And I go in, get the MRI, and it was excruciating trying to sit there because they put that thing over your face and hold your neck still. And I just could not handle the pain. But I made it through it with every strength in my being. I made it through it. And the lady said, keep your phone on you. And so I did. Not even, it was maybe 10 minutes later, I got a call from the main hospital that's connected to that. They said, get up here right now in the emergency room. We will meet you. So, um, we did. We got there, and he said that I was extremely lucky that it was about to have killed me. Basically, an internal kind of decapitation thing or whatever. And when he did the surgery, I got a fusion on my cervical spine. He said it was the worst that he'd ever seen. I'm still traumatized from the way the doctor treated me. Um, I never, I didn't think I could do anything about it, so I didn't, just kind of lived with this trauma now from that. I just couldn't believe he yelled at me like that. Well, since then, I recovered from the spinal surgery. They wanted me to go into 6 weeks of inpatient therapy. I couldn't do that because I had at the time, my son was, he was like 4 at the time, going on 5. And he was autistic, and I can't leave him by himself, obviously, and I have no one to watch him because he's a handful. I'm really the only person that could handle him full time at that age. My parents, they're too old for all that, and you got to be able to chase him around. Even though I couldn't chase him around, at least I can make him listen to me. Um, so after I heal, I keep going. I do my regular stuff. I go to work. Um, we know that there's another spot that needs to be taken care of, but he wanted to take care of the worst spot first and then go from there. So we did that. Well, after that, um, I find out that I have degenerative disc disease. So this is going to be an ongoing thing for the rest of my life, basically. I mean, all I did was put up my hair in a ponytail, and my disc slipped and almost cut my spinal cord in half. Um, and then I know that the rest of my back has it in different degrees, all going down it. I have to get a lumbar surgery at some point in the future. I'm probably going to have to get this taken care of again. Anyway, years go on. I'm pushing through work, and trying my best to just keep food on the table, even while dealing with all this pain. So I I ended up being off work because of the whole COVID thing. It was right after that, and so I tried applying for disability, um, and I got denied. I wasn't surprised really too much because of my age. So then, because I was still in my 30s at that point, and then I did appeal. I got denied the appeal, you know. So then, since then, I've had another surgery on my cervical spine. I apply for disability again. I got denied again. And then appeal, denied again. And then, and I'm still suffering in all the other areas too. I can't do anything about it because he only wants to focus on one area at the time. Um, then I finally get the lumbar, but I'm still in a lot of pain. And it's hard to get any doctors to understand and listen to you when it comes to pain anymore because the opioid epidemic. Nobody wants to prescribe you things, so they just kind of shove off your pain. It's crazy. So people like me who are really really suffering can't get the help we need. Um, so I've gotten to the point where I can't work anymore at all. I can't. I need to be able to lay back. I need to be able to sometimes just go lay down. I can only sit in certain positions for so long. My hands and things. I've already had 2 carpal tunnel surgeries on both sides. My joints are just decaying essentially because of degenerative disc disease and stuff like that. It all kind of rolls together. Um, so this last time I finally applied for disability with the intention of actually getting it and not just trying and giving up. And I even go so far as to get a live hearing in front of a judge. And everything seemed like it was actually going on my side for this appeal. And even the doctor who was on the state side said that if they needed as many breaks as I would need, I would be fired. But I still got denied. The judge denied me. And I looked at the paperwork and it's all kinds of Like she misconstrued everything that my answers. Like they asked if I can do any household chores, and I said, well, I kind of do a hybrid, like my son will load up the dishes and I'll add the chemicals. Same with the laundry. He'll put all the laundry in and then I'll put in the laundry soap. So it's getting done, but I'm not doing any of the heavy lifting. She said that I'm capable of doing chores. So so I'm like, I don't know what else to do because I can't work. There's nobody will hire me with my inability to work a full day all the way through. So I'm trying this YouTube thing now. But yeah, so that's the story of my back. You might think I'm crazy. I might, but it's all true. Just those things that happen to me for some reason. But anyway, I'd like to hear if anybody else has had any kind of experiences like this. Definitely let me know down in the comments because maybe we can make a community of people who actually care about each other like that. So, but yeah, thanks for listening and like, subscribe, share, whatever, all that good stuff. Bye.